You have to understand that like when you go from like being in this machine of pumping out content all the time and then you just stop for a long period of time, it's just really hard to get back into it. So posting that video yesterday and getting the support from you guys was not expected. I expected to come back pretty much at ground zero, starting from ground zero again and building myself back up. And yeah, there's still a lot of that needs to be done, but yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, and I just appreciate the support. What's going on, everyone? My name's Obi and welcome back to Courtside Financial. As I discussed in the last video that I dropped yesterday, I wanted to give you guys an update because I feel like that's only fair on where I've been, what's been going on, just give you a life update. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, of course, but we're just gonna get straight into the video. Not gonna do too much editing here. All right, so it's been a pretty long journey with this channel, and from the day it started to finally making my return. So let's just go through the timeline here, and along the way I'll sprinkle in a little bit of commentary. We started this channel in 2020, pretty much peak pandemic. Everything was pretty much shut down. At this time I was in Michigan, where I went to school, where I lived, born and raised, grew up, everything. And so, I found myself with a lot of time before I started getting into my professional career. And so I had a little bit of a lapse between the time that I could, start my professional career. Due to COVID, it was moved back a couple months, my start date. And so, I didn't want to just do nothing. I wanted to be productive. I wanted to talk about things that interested me. And one of those things that interested me was Neo. This was a company that I was investing in for a while, long before I started talking about it on YouTube. And so I figured that would be the best starting point. Just talk about the company, talk about, what I'm doing around it, talk about why I think it's interested. And that's basically where this channel entirely began. So from there I've met a lot of great people, put out tons of videos, and pretty much built this channel from the ground up. So when I finally did start my professional career at a company that I'm no longer with, I just kept the same routine. I went to work every day. I started posting YouTube videos right after work. So I was working like a 8 to 5, and then what a lot of people would like to call like a 5 to 9, and the 5 to 9 was the channel. And so, I found myself in a pretty good routine. Job at the time was not as demanding. Job at the time also was not as fulfilling. And so, I did that for about 8 months, and I just eventually felt like it was time for a change. Just because of the way things worked out, with the pandemic and everything. I basically wasn't getting what I was promised when I signed my offer letter. And so from there, I took a promotion at another company who's headquartered in Austin, Texas, and they wanted me to move out to Austin, Texas. So I pretty much packed up all my things, moved out to Austin, Texas, got an apartment out there, and I was still on the same schedule, 8 to 5, 5 to 9, making sure that I posted a video pretty much every single day, except for the weekends, because obviously this is a business channel. Most of our updates are going to come Monday through Friday, business hours type of thing. And so, at the company that I was with, things were going really well. I was learning a lot, meeting a lot of good people, making a lot of great connections. And then eventually I ended up getting a promotion at that company. So with that promotion that I took, it just got very demanding. At the same time, I was in a new relationship with someone, and so I found myself being stretched a little too thin, and the relationship also kind of dissolved, where I'm not in that relationship anymore. It just came down to us having different goals, you know, people not understanding why people are doing the things they do, whether that pertains to work or in life, etc. And so that was also something that was on my plate that was adding a lot to the fire, for lack of a better term. But everything's perfectly fine now. And so I kept putting out content, and then one day I ultimately just felt like, you know what, the content isn't what it used to be anymore. I'm not putting out the same quality of content. I need to give myself some breathing room. I need to take a break. And so that's when I ultimately decided to take a pause from the channel. And now at that same time, I was also purchasing a house, purchasing a new construction house. So you gotta imagine this is probably like the peak of the housing market where everything's on fire. It's very hard to get a property without making multiple offers, etc. I didn't have to go through that entire process, but it was still very demanding with everything that comes with building a house from scratch and trying to get on the wait list and get in line, and you know, all these different type of things that come with purchasing a house. So, you know, long story short, took a pause from the channel, made a post on the channel, let everybody know that I have a lot of things going on with the new promotion and etc. in the house. And so I'll get back to creating content when I can find a time that works for me, when I can find the time in my schedule, basically. So fast forward, you know, the house we got under contract in December. Everything was built and stood up in May 2022. That's when I closed on it, moved in. From there, I just got into this space where like the most important thing was to make sure I'm successful at the new role that I'm in. That was also still in the Austin area. So essentially I just didn't have the time to make content anymore. And when you think about it, what was paying the bills was more important at the time. So I had to really double down and really focus on my career. Fast forward a little bit later, closed on the house in May. 3 months after we closed on the house, I'm offered another promotion at the same company that I'm with. Now this company wants me to move from Austin, Texas, all the way to Phoenix area, Scottsdale, Arizona. And so it's like, you just closed on a house, you just purchased your first house, you're 25 years old, you're building your career, you're continuing to, you know, do all these things, and they start weighing down on you. And I remember even when I was creating content and like working the 8 to 5, 5 to 9 schedule, you know, a lot goes into making these videos. You have to do a lot of research. You can't just be on here spewing false information. I feel like that is, you have to be responsible with your words. If you guys watch my channel, you can tell that I don't make content for attention. I don't make content for revenue. I mean, even the last video that I posted was not monetized at all. And I don't know when we're gonna monetize again, but yeah, I say all that to say that a lot of energy, a lot of effort goes into making these videos. And just being in that schedule, I used to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and like work out every day, you know, get my little run in, get the endorphins going, and that does a lot for like your mental health. That helps you out a lot outside of just the physical aspect of it. I wasn't even doing that anymore. That's how far deep I got into it. And so to give you guys an update, now I'm here in Arizona. I'm in the new role that I've recently taken about 2-3 months ago, I want to say, and I'm back to being healthy. I'm back to being able to be in a space where I'm able to create, and what I create is coming from a good place. And so a lot of you guys asked me like, what made you decide to come back? And I wanted to answer that in a video because it's a lot deeper than I can just respond in a comment, or it would honestly have to be like a whole conversation. So I felt like this was the best way to do it, and I feel like you guys are owed an explanation as well. And so now I'm back in a space where I'm, like I said, feeling healthy. I'm able to, you know, go to the gym. I'm able to exercise. I'm able to take care of myself, and I'm still able to put out the content that I like to put out. the content that a lot of you guys like to watch. I think I also wanted to come back probably like a month ago, or like a month and a half ago, maybe even 2 months ago. But you have to understand that like when you go from like being in this machine of pumping out content all the time, and then you just stop for a long period of time, it's just really hard to get back into it. So you know, posting that video yesterday and, you know, getting the support from you guys was not expected. You know, I expected to come back pretty much at ground zero, starting from ground zero again and building myself back up. And yeah, there's still a lot of that needs to be done, but yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, and I just appreciate the support. Long story short, the moral of the story is you just have to have balance in life. And I'm busier now than I've ever been, but I'm also here, I'm also back, and I'm also putting out content again, like I said. And so my commitment to all of the viewers here moving forward is to at least excuse me, is to at least get out one video a week. I think that's fair for now. I think that works into my schedule. We might increase that, just knowing myself, I probably will, but for now we'll keep it to at least one video a week. I'm sure some weeks there'll be more than one video, but you can always count on one video every week. And I think what I'm doing right now, what I want to try to do right now for a while, is just put out a you know, weekend recap. So like on Sunday, which was yesterday actually, I put out a video just giving a Neo update, titled it Neo phasing out older models, NT 2.0, and obviously the accident as well, 219. And so what I want to do is try and have an update come out every Sunday, and then there's going to be times where we do have more than one video a week. So like this video right now, this is not going to count as our weekly video. This was just an update that I wanted to get out to everyone who's been patiently waiting, and I do thank you guys for that. Get it out to everyone who's been patiently waiting, and give you the explanation that's deserved. So to sum it all up, that's it for this video. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and yeah, Discord's going to be in the description as well if you guys want to keep the conversation going. That's the best and fastest way to reach me. So thank you everyone for being patient, and have a good week. Happy Monday.